Well, not quite sport, but just a few minutes ago, Statistics South Africa released the quarterly labour force survey results. Tell us, Arabile, what's the headline figure and what does it mean?
Well, of course, the quarterly labour force survey measures unemployment in the South African context on a quarter-on-quarter basis for every 3 months. This is the second quarter, so that's particularly from the month of April to the month of June, just exactly what happened with regards to labour. The headline figure, having seen 26.7%, it's now 27.2%, so it's an increase of 0.5 percentage points to be specific, which is a massive increase. So, of course, the problem in South Africa is still systemic, right?
Not looking good.
The problem in itself is that perhaps we're not dealing with it fundamentally. Are we actually adding to the sectors that really need the jobs? Are we ploughing in the money in the right places? But that figure of 27.2% is the highest in the world as well.
Which sectors in the economy are affecting employment?
It seems that manufacturing accounted for the most job losses. 105,000 jobs lost in that sector alone. And let's remember that manufacturing in itself occupies around 12 to 13% of South Africa's GDP. So that's a big loss then. That actually means that the second quarter in itself may indeed edge towards that contraction, where if it does, that might mean as well that South Africa goes into a recession. But obviously those questions will still be abated for now. We'll see how that fares in a few months' time. But at the same time, you also had community, social and personal services at 93,000. That's 93,000 jobs lost. Trade and industry as well, around 57,000 losses in terms of job as well. Employment increases were recorded in transport, construction getting 45,000. And that's despite what seems to be a big loss in the sector, or stagnance in the sector as well. Mining losing 38,000. We know how bad things are in mining. Private households losing 22,000 jobs, in utilities as well, down around 18,000. So it's a massive loss there. 27.2%, the official number for unemployment in the country.
Arabile, all these figures, big figures that have been thrown around in the past few weeks in terms of South Africa securing investment, will they make a dent?
It means nothing if it's not plowed into the right areas. And I suppose that is the question, that, you know, it's great. South Africa is still an investment destination for many people. So you'll find that a lot of people actually want to put their money in, but it's the trickle-down effect. Where does it end up is perhaps the question. Does it end up in the places that we planned to see it end up, right? So the questions will always be asked, whether that money that we get even to Eskom from the Chinese, whether that will trickle down into the right places.
Thank you so much.
Job losses everywhere.
You'll continue to unpack the QLFS for us on Point coming up at the top of the hour.
Yeah.
Arabile Gumede.